Life in 1910. Let's time travel. Hey, history buffs and curiosity crew. Ever wonder what life was like way back in 1910? Buckle up, because we're hopping in our time machine, aka our imaginations, to explore how people chilled out and the cool or not so cool by today's standards tech they had. Get ready for a blast from the past. So, what did folks do for fun before endless streaming and viral dances? It was a whole different vibe. For many, especially in the countryside, leisure was all about getting outdoors. Think picnics in sprawling fields, fishing in quiet rivers, and long walks in the woods. Simple pleasures, right? Socializing was huge. Imagine lively barn dances with fiddles and banjos setting the pace for square dances. Church gatherings weren't just for praying, they were social hubs with potlucks and games. Neighbors helping neighbors with tasks like quilting or corn husking turned chores into social events. Simple joys for kids. Forget iPads. Kids played with marbles, handmade dolls, wooden toys, and rolled hoops with sticks. Outdoor games like tag, hide and seek, and hopscotch were the OG recess activities. As cities grew, parks became vital green spaces for strolls, picnics, and just breathing fresh air. And then there were the amusement parks. Think Coney Island, early roller coasters, funhouse mirrors, and games galore. Talk about a thrill. Sports were becoming a big deal. Baseball was already America's pastime, with packed stadiums and local teams sparking major excitement. College football was gaining fans, and boxing matches were huge events. If you wanted to play, cycling and tennis were becoming trendy. The theater was a major source of entertainment. Vaudeville shows offered a mix of comedy, music, dancing, and acrobatics. Something for everyone. For the fancier crowd, opera houses were the place to be for a sophisticated night out. Okay, let's talk gadgets. Prepare for a serious tech throwback because things were way different. The magical music box, the phonograph. Imagine having a device that could play recorded music in your own home. That was the magic of the phonograph, invented by Thomas Edison. You'd crank it up, put on a record, and music would blast out of a horn. It was a huge deal because before this, you mostly heard live music. Owning a phonograph was a status symbol and a source of family entertainment. Nickelodeons, the OG movie theaters. These early movie theaters were often just converted storefronts, and it cost a nickel to get in. They were super popular, especially with working-class folks and immigrants, offering an affordable escape into a world of stories. Think comedies, westerns, and dramas, all without sound. The birth of the movies. Get this! Imagine sitting in a dark room and suddenly, pictures are moving! That was the magic of early cinema. Since there was no sound, actors used exaggerated expressions and gestures. Think of it like a super dramatic game of charades. And those intertitles? They were crucial for telling the story and showing dialogue. The live piano music set the mood, fast and exciting for a chase scene, slow and sad for a tearjerker. Early movies told simple stories. Funny comedies, dramatic melodramas, and thrilling westerns were all the rage. Going to the Nickelodeon was a cheap and exciting way to escape reality for a bit. Let there be light. Sometimes. Electricity. While not everyone had it, especially in rural areas, electricity was starting to light up cities. Imagine flipping a switch instead of lighting a gas lamp or candle. Way safer and brighter. Electricity also powered early fans to beat the heat. Horseless carriages. The first wheels. Cars were around, but they were mostly for the wealthy. The Ford Model T was making them a bit more affordable, but owning one was still a major flex. Roads weren't great, and cars often broke down, so going for a drive was an adventure. The telephone. Telephones were becoming more common, especially for businesses. Imagine being able to talk to someone far away instantly. But most homes didn't have one yet. Snail mail was real mail. For personal long-distance communication, it was all about letters. Newspapers were the main source of news. Radio? Still, in its super early stages, most people hadn't even heard of it. Music in 1910, from fancy tunes to ragtime grooves. The music scene was a mix of different styles. Classical music was still a big deal for the more sophisticated crowd, with orchestras and opera performances being important cultural events. But a new, distinctly American sound was taking over. Ragtime, Think upbeat, bouncy piano music that makes you want to tap your feet. Composers like Scott Joplin were the rock stars of their time. People bought sheet music and played it at home or went to see ragtime bands. And guess what? Early jazz was just starting to emerge in places like New Orleans. It was more improvisational and had a bluesy feel. While not mainstream yet, it was the beginning of a musical revolution. Popular songs were often sweet ballads or funny novelty tunes, usually shared through sheet music and family sing-alongs around the piano. And the phonograph? It was making music more accessible than ever before, bringing recorded sounds into people's homes. Life in 1910 was a fascinating time of transition. While some things seem incredibly different from our lives today, people still valued connection, entertainment, and the excitement of new technologies. It's a reminder that even without our modern gadgets, life was full of its own unique joys and innovations. What do you find most surprising about life in 1910? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Stay curious, history lovers, and let me know if you want to explore another era.